Welcome to Monday Night Hockey, where Enfield takes on our own Conard Red Wolves. Conard coming in tonight after a loss to Cheshire, a tight one versus the D2, reigning first place opponents, and will take on Enfield. Russ, missed you on Saturday. Expect a long report for this one. What do you got for us?
Yeah, a little skiing up in Vermont, Rob. Very, very, very cold up there. Don't recommend doing that. Conard, ranked number 12 in D2, 7-7 on the season. Still looking for that elusive D2 win. Great showing, I guess, I hear, against all good reports from the game on Saturday against Cheshire, number 1 ranked. Today playing Enfield, ranked number 9 in D3, 8-4-1. Last time these two teams met, it was a tight one with a 2-1 win from Conard. Again, just looking for the Conard to stay out of the box. I hear they did a really good job of that on Saturday. Play as a team, move the puck, good transition through the neutral zone, and get plenty of shots on goal.
Yeah, thanks, Russ. I mean, they've kind of got to make it more lopsided in their favor. Cheshire took 21 shots in the first period, and Conard's only been averaging about 18.4 shots, with only 6.6% of those on net. So they've got to really turn that table and focus it on their end. Here we go. Nate Dubois takes the center. Enfield wins the face-off draw. They'll put it up. Little battle in the neutral zone. Goes in deep. Giving chase is Kyle Malecki for Enfield. He'll try and flick it out over to Quinn Stefanovic, but it's kept in by Nate Dubois and Torin McGoldrick. Outlet pass over to Enfield. Dylan Smith pinches in, able to keep it in, but it's pulled away by Enfield. And Ethan Semick will bring it into the corner. Back out to his defense, goes D to D, shot on net, and corralled by Chase Emery. He's really been seeing the puck, Russ. He's been seeing it like a beach ball, and he's just picking it up really well. Line changes for both teams. Some fresh legs out there. Conard tries to get it. Gainey goes after it. It's able to go out of the zone. Enfield will have to reset up. Cooper Love for Enfield sends it in deep. Picked up by C.J. Bankoff. He tries to shoot it up to his outlet, but it's picked off. Now Nick Alonso has it. Wide open on the far post. Shot. Pad saved by Emery. Here comes Parker Bastos now, sending it down to the end. Goes behind the net. Picked up by Cooper Love. Parker Bastos and Cooper Love connect behind the net a little bit. And now a one-on-one between C.J. Bankoff and Jaden Bowden. And Bankoff plays the body a little bit to obstruct his man. And the puck rolls right to Emery, and he'll cover it up for a face-off to the right of him. It's like
Pretty
Steven
short
Stauffer
shift by the Enfield second line there.
Yeah. Steven Stauffer takes the face-off draw, but Nolan Reck. Reck wins it, picked up by Conard, but couldn't get it past the neutral zone. Goes D to D, Cody Sexton. Over to Robert Kane for Enfield, and they'll dump that in as it circles around. Kind of a slow chase to that puck. Gets out of the zone. Conard hoping to get it out. Now picked up by Caden Mangini. Conard is offsides. They'll have to go back up and touch up. Gives an opportunity here for Enfield as they're able to get it to their blue line. Tamaccio knocks it down with his stick. And Ken Roach, good forecheck on his part, able to get it. Stretch pass over to Sawyer Paquita for Enfield. Pass up, just misses Nolan Reck, goes to the inside. Conard hustling, can't get it there. And it's picked up by Liam Alford, who'll float that one in softly. And Robert Kane will deflect it off the glass, and Enfield would make the change. And here comes Conard now with a breakout. They'll get it up to their blue line. Stretch pass over to Tamaccio. He'll bring it into the zone, try to get it through the legs. Nolan Reck has an opening here. Takes it back, wrists it, goes wide to the left. Picked up by Torin McGoldrick, looking for somebody. Tries to send it in deep, but it's picked up by Enfield. And Quinn Stefanovic will give chase to it as he tries to dump it in, but Conard's right there, and they'll dump it out, only to be picked up at the red line by Enfield, and they'll flip it back up on the boards. And here goes Gavin Mangini. He'll tap it up, and we're going to have a hand pass on Conard. And that'll come out of the zone. We'll have a whistle.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Really good play by Dylan Smith right there, getting the puck in his hand back down to his stick. But unfortunately, before it got to Dylan's stick, it was handled by, I didn't see who that was, but handled by a Conard player in hand pass.
Enfield wins the draw, goes D to D. Shot from the point, goes off an Enfield player in the high slot, right in the back. He's holding his back a little bit. Torm McGoldrick on the back check, forecheck. Here comes Gavin Mangini now with a shot. Floater. Gets by McCaffrey, and Nate Dubois is boarded into the corner with a hard hit. He's up in there. Gavin Mangini now has some space, puts it on net, looking for a deflection with Torm McGoldrick in front. Enfield flips it on the boards. Dylan Smith pinches in, able to keep it in. Now it's deep. Torm McGoldrick battling. And here comes Cooper Love. He'll stand him up a little bit. Torm McGoldrick looking for some support. And here's Nate Dubois helping there a little bit. Kicks it out. But it goes right to an Enfield player's stick, and he'll bounce it off a little bit. And picked up by Ethan Samick. He'll try and skate it around Dylan Smith, but Dylan Smith is right there. He slaps it out there, but Gavin Tomeo has it. Tries to take a shot, can't get to the net. And now Conard will have a possible breakout there. Little stretch pass. Look for Torm McGoldrick. Torn has it. He's in all alone as Conard makes a personnel change. Goes behind the net, looking for somebody out in front. Gainey's there out in front, looking for a shot, and poked away. Now we have a 2-on-1 for Enfield. Matzinger's back, trying to take away the passer. Goes in underhooks. Able to do it. There. Enfield only able to slot it through the crease. Nobody there. Conard was a blocked shot by Nick Alonso. He'll take that one off the foot. Enfield goes in for a change. It's a 3-on-3 with Conard and Enfield. And Gainey tries to bring it in, but he's placed up like on the boards. Enfield now has it. Going to the transition game. Here goes Gavin Wojcik. Goes to the outside, looking for a player. Picked up by Enfield. He sends a shot above the goal. And Gainey returns that check that he got in the other end on his end, and forces the player to dump it in down the end of the ice. And Conard's able to get it behind the cage as Nick Alonso will float it up, looking for an outlet. Nobody there, and it goes back slap the other way for Enfield. And Riley O'Keefe has it. Tries to send it out. Now he has it. Riley O'Keefe sends it over to Parker Bastos, trying to get it in. He got the Malachi crunch on the boards. He's okay, though. He's up. Enfield has the puck there. Comes out into the red zone. Liam Alford would just put it on net. McCaffrey has to make a pad save. Hard shot by Alford. He's got one of the harder shots on the team here for the Red Wolves. Here comes Enfield trying to get something going here and trying to make extra passes. Enfield had a possible shot there. Here's some space for Nolan Reck. Gets by one as he sideswipes, but now with potential 3-on-2. And he just brings it back on the backhand at the blue line, and it'll be offside.
Thought he had it there. It's pretty tight. It's a pretty tight call there, but
9:32 left in the first. Nolan Reck takes the draw versus Steven Stauffer. Conard sends it in deep. Tamaccio going after it. Enfield has it. Sawyer Paquita brings it up. He'll go into the corner. Giving chase is Ken Roach. He'll flip it up and around the circles. Enfield look for a player coming into this high slot. Tamaccio now has it. He dumps it in. Roach giving chase. Tries to get it there, but it's cleared out. Reck picks it up just above the bumper. And now Roach goes into the corner with it, looking for some support. And there's Tamaccio has it. Nolan Reck trying to slap it down behind the cage. He's met with a little man. Good back check by Roland. Tries to flip it in front. Ken Roach was in the front of the net, but the pass never made it there. And here goes Ken Roach. He tries to pass it between the legs. And he'll just send it over to the other side and change direction of the ice where Tamaccio's there. He's poked in the back a little bit. And now Ken Roach has it. Tries to throw it in front. Off a player. Goes back behind the cage. He's looking to throw it back there again. And Enfield sends it all the way deep. No icing on the call as it was tipped up. Good clear by Enfield, and they get some fresh legs out there. And really chased by Liam Alford. He'll settle it down a little bit. He tries to send a slapper down and hit by Nate Dubois. He sends it back, sends it right through the crease. Nobody there. Gavin Mangini playing the bumper spot. Trying to pick it up. Nate Dubois manhandles his man, and he goes down. Physicality picking up just a little bit. Here comes Torin McGoldrick on his horse. It's him with two Enfield players, and they defend him nicely. But it took two to take down Torin. The puck goes all the way down in the Conard zone, and they're looking and it gets out of the zone as Conard comes back at the blue line. Here comes Torin McGoldrick, sends it back to Dylan Smith, plays with it a little bit, over to Torin McGoldrick, and they'll try and reset something up here. Flicks it back up to Dylan Smith. They'll trade places. Gavin Mangini wiggles and dives, goes around the other side, tries to wingle it through. Shot by Gavin Mangini. Backhand shot. Never makes it to the net. Good defensive play as Enfield clogged up the slot there. Made it difficult for the Red Wolves to get anything going or get the shot to the net. Here comes Torin McGoldrick, really battling here. Dylan Smith, a shot, backhanded, pulls it back, shot off the glove of McCaffrey. McGoldrick's tied up into the corner. Gets by Gavin Tomeo, Enfield. He tries to send it over a stretch pass, missed by Enfield, and CJ Bankoff sends it in deep, and Conard will go off for a line change, and a well-needed for some fresh legs. Gainey sends it in backhanded deeply. Here comes Parker Bastos now chasing. Here comes Gainey now. He'll send it back in deep, keeping it in the zone. Parker Bastos still battling. He sent it back up, redirect. Nice play by Conard there to go high to low really quickly. Couldn't get it to the net once again. Matchinger on his man, just enough to keep his man there. And Gainey sends his man into the boards to kick his man off the puck. And Enfield tries to shoot it, but it goes off another man and deflects into the neutral zone. And Enfield has to retouch up. A nice pass between the legs to Parker Bastos. He'll carry it in. He'll take a shot on net. And it's right in the pads of McCaffrey. And we'll have a whistle with 6:04 left to play in the first.
I'd really like to see Conard try to do a cleaner breakout. They like to rim the puck. Either, it's a really hard thing to handle on the boards. And if they just get pucks right on the stick, it'd be a lot easier.
Well, face-off won by Conard. Shot right off by Roach. He tries to follow his own shot and get it in there. Rebound, McCaffrey pounced on it. Better quality shot for Conard right there, and they'll do it all over again. Reck will take it, looking for Roach again. Gets it to Roach. Roach to Alvord. Quick shot. Glove save, McCaffrey.
It's a really good quick shot by Alvord. I like that. Conard needs to do more of that. One-timers.
Enfield makes a change after losing a couple of face-offs and a couple of really close shots and some good opportunities by Conard. Coach for Enfield decides it's time to change it up. So Nolan Reck will go up against Steven Stauffer. Another shot. They win the face-off again. Shot doesn't get through to the net. It's pushed over on the side. Roach has it. He'll flip it up, and it'll be out of play. So we'll do it all over again.
That is something Conard has struggled with, is face-offs this year. And face-off wins are critical, especially in zone. You'll see the last few times. Those face-off wins have been really key to getting.
There's the shot. Doesn't make it to the net again. Reck has been really doing it. Another shot by Alvord. Really hard snap shot. And right in the chest of McCaffrey. He's right there.
Again, a lot of really good offensive chances here by Conard, but all really predicated on the fact that they're winning the face-offs.
Nolan Reck will do it again. This time doesn't win the face-off. Enfield will send it up the boards on the circle. Caden Mangini able to chase it and get to it. Looks for Alvord. Alvord tries to backhand it, but Enfield's right there to pick it off. Now it goes in there. Enfield defenseman pinching in, takes a shot, goes wide. Here comes Ken Roach now. Roach has it, looking for somebody. Flips it in. He's met by a man, but able to get it in deep. Nolan Reck will come off for a player change. Gavin Mangini forechecks and gets it in there. Caden Mangini, his brother now, will pick it up. He's looking for somebody. Sends it right in front of net to McGoldrick. Backhanded, shot, save. McGoldrick, shot off the pads of McCaffrey. It wasn't really hard. Nate Dubois tries to send one, but it's deflected by an Enfield player. A couple of great opportunities there for McGoldrick. And here he is. He's in a one-on-one. McGoldrick, shot, blocked. Great block there by Cody Sexton. Conard still has it in their zone, putting a lot of pressure in this period. Gavin Mangini over to Dylan Smith, back to Mangini. Mangini puts a shot on net, right in the feet of an Enfield defenseman, never made it to the net. Back to Dylan Smith, looking for an opening, finds somebody for redirect to Dubois, never makes it to the net, just goes to behind it. And Cooper Love for Enfield has it. He'll bank it off the boards, and just out of the reach of Silas Warner. He lucks out because the Enfield player couldn't nail it down. That was pretty close. That could have been a potential breakaway there. Conard McGoldrick behind the net chasing after it. Silas Warner on the point. He makes his man do a stretch pass. Dylan Smith is there, pokes it away. Silas Warner tries to get it out of the zone, can't get it there. Now it's at the point for Enfield, brings it back. Shot is blocked off of Gavin Mangini. He gets it out of the zone. Enfield has to go back to back. D to D, and here comes Kyle Malecki now. And now it's picked off by Gainey. Here comes Gainey. He's got it in just by himself. He's checked up on the boards. He wants a call there. He was checked with the arm into the face mask. He's okay, though. And Parker Bastos is taken down. And Gainey goes after his man. And he says, "Welcome to Veterans Memorial." Physicality really picking up. Parker Bastos, he wants retaliation. He hits a retaliatory check. Really picked up on this shift is the physicality. Riley O'Keefe pokes it away, able to get it, looks for an outlet pass to Gainey, able to get it to him. Gainey will get it out of the zone, and he punts it in, but we're going to have an icing call. Russ, couple of hard hits on the Conard Wolves. They retaliated a little bit. They didn't get called for it, but something they got to maybe not probably do and just kind of keep composure to stay out of the box.
I think all those checks were fairly clean. They were appropriate. I mean, just the physicality's ramped up a little bit. Just got to be careful.
Nolan Reck doesn't win the face-off. Enfield has it. Passed him. Enfield missed that pass. Shot on net from the point by Kyle Malecki. It's patted away by Emery. And here comes Conard with their breakout. Over to Roach. Roach has a man open. Passes just out of the reach of C.J. Bankoff. Bankoff slaps it behind the cage. Enfield shoots it up the little wall, and here comes a potential 3-on-2 breakout for Conard, or Enfield. It's circled around, nobody there, plenty of room for Roach. He's got two players on top of him, brings it back, looks for a pass, loses it off his stick. Good little poke there by Jaden Bowden from Enfield, and it comes out to center ice, where Liam Alford has it. He'll bank it off the boards, just out of the reach, but it will go off the netting, no icing there. So good break for Conard there. Stretch pass to Enfield and picked up by Liam Alvord, and he'll take a shot. Pad save by McCaffrey. Alvord, all his shots have been on net so far. And Alvord plays his man. Extra hit. And the Enfield parents really, in their fans, wanted an extra call. Enfield has it now. Behind their cage, minute 43 left. Back out to the point. Comes out of the zone. Cody Sexton just couldn't get the pass. Conard dumps it in high by Caden Mangini. Tor McGoldrick. He has his man tied up, looking for some support there. All him. Great job by McGoldrick. Takes on two players. Enfield trying to come up with it, but Gavin Mangini says he's there. And the two seniors and two captains help keep the puck into the zone. Gaden Mangini plays his man, but Enfield's able to pick it up. And here comes Enfield. Shot, pad save, Emery. Nice save on a
1 minute remaining, 1 minute.
On a nice move by Jaden Bowden. 1 minute left to play in the period. Caden Mangini, now a 2-on-2. Dubois, shot, wide, and goes out of play. 46 seconds left in the first. Shot, Roach blocked off the face-off. Reck and Roach have really been connecting with one another. Roach has it, looking for a man open. Gainey's in front of the net, goes back up to the point to Riley O'Keefe, brings it back. He's met by a man, so he sends it in deep into the corner. Roach is pinched in. Reck pinches his man. Dylan Smith will pinch in. He's hit back there. Roach going after it now. 21 seconds left on the clock. And Enfield trying to get it out of the zone. They can't. Comes out of the zone, goes back in. Enfield still trying to get it out there. They'll have one potential last rush. About 5 seconds left in this period. And here they come. They're going to try and make a shot, and can't get the shot off as time winds down. Rush, a lot of good pressure. We saw a lot of time in that offensive zone, a lot of connections with the Roach and Rec combination there in the face-off. What are your thoughts of the first period?
Yeah, I just, we're not getting a lot of clean shots on goal. Just waiting a little too long. There's not a lot of time and space down there. Enfield, to be honest with you, is pretty impressive right now. They're playing a good hockey game. They're fast. They're playing physical, and I think they're challenging Conard right now. And Conard's got the talent and skill. They just have to move the puck again and move off the puck to create space and opportunities. And as long as they do that, we're going to get one in the net.
All right. We'll be back after first intermission. I'm Rob. I'm with Russ. We're spitting chicklets here. Monday Night Hockey. We'll be back. And we're back for the second period. Teams are lining up in the circle. Russ, if you're in that locker room, what are you telling the Conard boys?
Same thing, Rob. Just as I said before the end of the first period, just move the puck, work together. That's a great forecheck there. And work together.
Conard able to keep it in the zone. Backhanded in by C.J. Bankoff.
Let's get that puck up high.
Looking
there we
for
go.
a shot.
Oh, nice
Jake
chance
Dubois
right there.
just puts it wide from a feed from McGoldrick. Now it's behind the cage. Looking for McGoldrick out in front in the far post.
There it
now
is.
to Dylan Smith. Shot.
There
Score!
it is. Oh, and that was a sick tip.
Looked like a redirect off a stick. We'll get the official score, but it went out to Dylan Smith at the point. He launched it in. May have been redirected by Tor McGoldrick. And Conard comes out and changes the momentum quickly for the Red Wolves. Conard with the face-off win. It's kept in the neutral zone. Here comes Gainey. He dumps it in. Nick Alonso on his horse. Tries to feed it up to the point. Can't quite get it there. Picked up by Enfield. Now it goes Caden Mangini over to Dylan Smith, and Parker Bastos has it. Tries to dump it in.
Goal scored by number 5, Torin McGoldrick. With assists from number 25, Riley O'Keefe. And number 21, Gavin Mancini.
So the Torin McGoldrick credited with the goal. The assist to Riley O'Keefe and Gavin Mangini. Conard makes a line change. Enfield can't break it out quick enough. Now a battle with Nick Alonso and Gavin Wojcik. Fans wanted a call there. There goes a shot right in the slot. Missed by Enfield, and it goes all the way down into the Conard offensive zone. Enfield has to give chase. Pass sent up to Jaden Bowden. And Nolan Reck cuts off Braden Tavernier. And they'll pick it up. Here comes Parker Bastos. He's all alone, looking for some company. He just sends it in. Not deep enough, though. Nolan Reck had it, and it's offsides on Conard. They'll have to go back and touch up. They do. But broken out, goes into the neutral zone. Here comes Enfield. Jaden Bowden, he was underhooked by Alvord. Drop pass by Caden Mangini. Nice look from Caden to Ken Roach, and just out of the Roach's reach a little bit. Now it goes behind the net, up into the corner. Sent up there. Bankoff tries to send it in, but Conard's got to go back and touch it up. So Nolan Reck couldn't play that one. Now Tamaccio over to Reck. Rex sends it in, picked up by Enfield, looking for a pass, and C.J. Bankoff nicely plays that one. Read that one very well. I think Bankoff sees the ice very, very well, Russ. Here comes Enfield, a 3-on-2 potentially. Pass over to Zach Davey. Goes to the outside. Bankoff keeps him to the outside. Goes to Torin McGoldrick behind the net. He'll skate it up a little bit. Over to Tamaccio. He turns. Tries to feed. But can't get it there. And Tamaccio's really hit under the boards. He's all right, though. And now Enfield really trying to battle. They're trying to get it to the slot. Back over to Cooper Love, who sends it in deep for Enfield. Trying to find some space. McGoldrick sends it out, and it gets out of the zone. Almost a too many men penalty there. Refs let him play it, and went off the skates of an Enfield player getting off the ice. And now Enfield sends it in before the red line, and good break for the Red Wolves. And it'll be icing. And we're at 11:22 left in the second period.
So back a little ways when Conard was in their zone. That pass, I think it was by Nolan Reck, literally across the ice onto the backside. That's what Conard's got to do more of. They've got to open that weak side up.
Conard swings it around. Missed on the feet of Dylan Smith. Goes on the way. And Enfield trying to give chase. Good play by Dylan Smith to get his feet there to block it. Enfield's been trying to send it to the high slot. They're able to send it to the point, though. Now they're trying to send a screen out in front. And grabbed by Gavin Mangini. He tries to send a pass. It's deflected off an Enfield skate. And it's picked up by Dylan Smith. He sends it. Now Nate Dubois has it, and he'll just try to send it in deep. Goes off the boards. Torrin McGoldrick goes to the outside, coming in closer. Shot, rebound. Gavin Mangini goes up high. A nice save by McCaffrey there. Cooper Love trying to send it out there. He flips off Torrin McGoldrick, or Nate Dubois rather. He goes down to the ice, but he's up and all right. Here comes McGoldrick. He's in the corner and battling. Turns, spins around, looking to feed somebody. Feeds Gavin Mangini, trying to take a shot. He's pushed down. No penalty called there. And it comes out of the zone, and it's picked up. Now Silas Warner going after it. And Ethan Seamak sends a shot all the way past. Nice hard one. Gavin Tomeo couldn't handle it. And Cooper Love with a shot. And easily gloved by Chase Emery. And a lot of action out in front. Good little connection there by Tomeo. But Enfield couldn't quite connect.
They really got to watch that Ethan Seamak. He's a threat, and we just got to make sure we have good matchups on the ice.
Brady Tavernier will take the faceoff versus Nick Alonso. Enfield has it, gets away from him. Here comes Gainey with it. He'll dump it in, find some space. Parker Bastos goes into the corner, goes the other direction, looking for somebody out in front on the post. Nobody there. Gets swatted away by Enfield. Go over on the sideboards. Good play by Nick Alonso to get it back in deep again. And Parker Bastos pushing his man off the puck. And Enfield able to tap it out of the zone. Conard's got to go back and touch up. Gainey will slap it back in. Grabbed by Enfield. They'll go D to D. Looking for a pass up front. Can't get it deep enough. And now Liam Alvord. He's met by an Enfield player, but you can't hold up Liam Alvord, that's for sure. And Caden Mangini will slap it up into the neutral zone. Gavin Wojcik for Enfield will slap it forward. And now poked out of the zone by Liam Alvord. Enfield has to go back up and touch up. Slow roller goes deep into the zone. Let's see if it gets all the way for an icing, and it will be, as no one really hustled after it.
That was a weak icing.
9 minutes left in the period. Yeah, really rolled really slowly down there.
Yeah, that should have been waved off.
Conard wins the faceoff and into the corner. C.J. Bankoff swings it around all the way. And Nolan Reck backhands it into the zone, goes into the slot. Enfield able to pick it back up and get it out of the zone. We have a neutral zone party here going on. A little back and forth. Enfield slaps it in there. Goes Riley O'Keefe. He'll poke it away with a tip. Now here comes Conard trying to break it out. Here comes Ken Roach. He's got some speed. Looking for somebody. Takes a shot. Nice wrister.
It's in the net!
They wanted a goal. Referee called it. McCaffrey didn't hold on to it, and it squeaked through, but the referee blew the whistle. And there'll be no goal on that. Now, that was a really nice hard shot by Ken Roach, and it squeaked through the pads of McCaffrey. And
that was across the line, Rob.
And it did go across the line.
That's a rough call there.
That's a second.
Ref lost sight of it and blew the whistle, thought he had it covered, and it was loose. Enfield likes the call.
Second game in a row they had a goal called back. So they'll look for it here. Red Wolves win the faceoff. Roach gathers it. Looking to go up top. He's met on the boards. Tamaccio will slap it forward. Roach looking for somebody. It's slapped away. Goes back into the corner. Ethan Seamak has it. Tries to loop it up. And it's flipped up. And Russ, I got to tell you, that went above the pipes. And they called it out of play all day on Saturday. When it went over the pipes, these refs are not doing that. So good adjustment by the Conard boys to realize it's different refs and what they're calling. Here comes Riley O'Keefe now. He's met. He's touched up. He holds his man up there, but Enfield's able to keep it in. Shot from the point. And goes in high above the shoulder of Chase Emery, and we have a tie game at 1-1. Conard couldn't quite get it out of the zone. Right to the point. He wristed that one in high. Looked like Chase.
Conard wings got sucked down deep. They're below the tops of the circles, giving their points a lot of time to get a good shot off there. We can't get sucked in low like that. We got to stay up with those points.
Halfway through the second period, Conard wins the face-off. Hit from behind.
Ethan Simic with an assist from number 5, Kyle Malecki.
Ethan Simic credited with the goal. And number 5, Kyle Malecki, with the assist. And an icing called here on Conard. We'll have the face-off. Will go to the other end. Nate Dubois will take that draw versus Brady Tavernier. One in a crucial spot. Gavin Mangini hustling on his horse, able to push it through. Great job by Mangini.
Mangini's a workhorse. Look at him.
As Gavin Wojcik was all over him.
And
now he's still battling.
Net,
Mangini trying to stuff it in. Here comes a slapper by Dylan Smith. Everybody was screened there, and it makes it to the wall. That was a nice hard one by Dylan Smith. Yeah, Gavin Mangini really battled the way through, tried to stuff it home. So they get 2 shots on net there. Conard trying to take a shot. And a pass by Enfield to the point as he turns direction. They're looking for another man in the slot. Now picked up. Here comes Torin McGoldrick. Gets across the red line. Goes to the outside. It's slapped away. Good defense there by Cooper Love. And it rips around and just out of the reach of Caden Mangini, and he'll have to go back and chase it up. Good play there. Over to Liam Alvord. He sends it forward, just out of the reach of Torin McGoldrick, and an icing call. Puck gets face off the draw, goes through the crease a little bit. Parker Bastos goes off to the side there. And he's the outlet, sends it up to Gainey. Gainey will dump it in, looking for Alonso to go chase after it. He halts a little bit, now picks possession of it, looking for somebody. Gets it up to his point, Caden Mangini, trying to poke it in, comes out of the zone. They got to go back and touch up. Conard does so, but not before Enfield has it. Good break. One of the Enfield players fell down, and here comes Conard. Pass over to the high slot to Alonso, gets by him. He'll battle on the boards, still looking for somebody. Here comes Conard on the outside, the wall. Slapper one time by Gainey and sticked away by McCaffrey. Up to the point, and Liam Alvord wrist it, gets by McCaffrey. It's a nice hard shot, but it goes to the outside. Enfield trying to send it out deep. Alvord trying to keep it in again, gets a puck over to the net, and Parker Bastos tries to collapse on the net, but covered up by McCaffrey. And we'll have a line change. Great pressure there, Russ.
Yeah, good hard work by that line right there. Just good keeping it low, working it up to the points when they need to. Like to see them use Alver on that point more. He's got a hell of a shot. McCaffrey's giving up some rebounds there. We need to get a guy there to grab onto those.
The Reck and Roach play has been working as Reck won the faceoff back to Roach. That one went wide, though. Right off the faceoff, here it comes, C.J. Bankoff shot, nice hard wrister, save McCaffrey. Bankoff pulled it back and just wristed that one. Back to Conard, has it. Roach trying to wrister, backhanded shot, over to C.J. Bankoff. Shot, pass to Tamaccio. Waffle save by McCaffrey. Good puck movement there. I think Bankoff's got a couple of eyeballs on different side of his head and they're behind him. And Tamaccio sends a shot that goes out of play. We'll have a face-off with 4:47 left to play. Great awareness by Bankoff to see an open man on the other side and change direction of that play.
These guys got to realize, too, the net's really big, and a nice low shot in a low corner, blocker side low, is just as good as these shots that they're trying to get bar down up on the top here, and they're missing over the top of the net.
Roach sends one, saved by McCaffrey. Comes back out.
Nice indirect, nice indirect.
O'Keefe goes to Bankoff, comes out of the zone. C.J. Bankoff ties up Ethan Seamack. He's dangerous on his skates.
There he goes.
Here comes Seamack for Enfield. Skates to the outside. Good stick and puck handling. He goes behind the cage. Redirects pass over to the defense. And now packed it. Feeds it to Tamaccio. He's in all alone. He's on a break. Forehand, backhand, shot, save, McCaffrey. Great feed to Tamaccio. Back up to Dylan Smith. He pinches in, keeps it in deep. He's still able to keep it in. Dylan Smith still on his feet, able to keep it in. Roach now trying to get it. And it's into the zone. Enfield trying to regroup at center ice. Torrin McGoldrick trying to underhook. Shot. Glove saved by Chase Emery. It's knocked out of his glove. Comes out the outside. Gavin Mangini brings it up with Nate Dubois, but there's 3 Enfield players there, so he'll send it in deep. He'll battle into the corner. Enfield falls down. Here comes Torrin McGoldrick trying to support Gavin Mangini. They're battling for it on the boards. Enfield comes up with it. Nice backhanded sauce pass by Enfield, by Brady Tavernier. Now a pass up to Nate Dubois. He's met by an Enfield player, but he's able to send it in deep. It goes behind the cage. Gavin Mangini now chases after it. Doesn't get by him. And Torrin McGoldrick is there. Comes out of the zone a little bit. Nate Dubois is tied up. Here comes a 2-on-2 now for Enfield. They'll take a shot. Never makes it near the net. And a pass. No icing's going to be called. No icing's called. Coach needs a fast change. Conard was a little tired. Stretch pass all the way over to Jaden Bowden. But Parker Bastos uses his skate to stop it. Here comes Cooper Love. He brings it in backhanded. Able to keep it in the zone. He'll flip it in backhanded and keep it deep. Caden Mangini going back after it versus Brady Tavernier. Sticks go flying. We got twigs flying. And players going on the ice. And Gainey has it. It's a back pass to Caden Mangini, who drops it over to Parker Bastos, and it's picked off. And Enfield, they're going to regroup and then send this one down for an icing call after some great puck movement by Parker Bastos and Caden Mangini. Yeah.
I'm loving this line. They're working really well together. That was a great sequence right there. Drop pass to a drop pass. Just
so Nolan Reck will take the face-off. He's got Roach behind him. It's the Reck and Roach play. Here it is. Oh, Roach just passed off his stick, unfortunately. Liam Elford tries to keep it in. It's sent out by Enfield. Liam Elford dumps it in. Conard has to go back and touch up for an offsides. Roach giving chase a little bit. Almost knocked down by Reck. And it'll be sent down the ice by Enfield. Another slow roller. And we'll get the same call that Enfield did with that icing with 1:40 left to play in the second period. Nolan Reck take the face-off draw. Looks like versus Steven Stouffer. Goes off to the side. It's picked up by C.J. Bankoff. He flips it in. Puck goes behind the cage. Backhanded by Enfield. Up the boards. Enfield falls down. Good break there. Tamaccio tries to send it back into one of his players. Comes out of the zone. Matzinger meeting his man. Sends him to the outside. Does a good job to push him out there and use the body. Enfield couldn't take a great shot, but it still was a good shot by Enfield in any way, but never made it on net. Nolan Reck will carry it above past the red line and sends it in deep. He'll come off for a change. Tamaccio has it in the corner. He's knocked down. Everybody's looking for a penalty there. He's held up. Nolan Reck gives a nudge.
1 minute remaining.
1 minute left to
1
play in the
minute.
period. Conard able to keep it in the zone. They're giving chase there. Look like they're a little bit out of gas. Of course, they're at the end of the period there. CJ Bankoff will send it in. It's flipped up into the slot. Never reaches the net. And here we go. Nate Dubois trying to feed it to Torrin McGoldrick. Almost had it there. And we're going to have an icing call up on Enfield with a lot of good pressure there by Conard. But just things couldn't get to the net there, Russ.
Yeah, we're doing all the right things in the zone. Zone entry still needs a little bit of work, but once they're in the zone, they're doing all the right things. They're just not really creating enough time and space to get clean shots off. Here we go.
Here we go.
That's
Gavin
gotta be a quicker
Mangini on the
shot right there.
face-off.
It's got to be a quicker shot.
And never makes it to the net. Torrin McGoldrick feeding Nate Dubois, tried to flip it in. Another tries to send it in front. Gavin Mangini tries to stuff it home. Can't get it there. Batted down by Liam Alford.
Nice play.
Nice play by Liam to keep it in the zone. Gavin Mangini looking for the point. Nate Dubois has it, sent it in front of the net, goes to the side of the net. McGoldrick is manhandled. We wanted a penalty there, but still Conard maintains possession. Spin around by Nate Dubois, has it. Dylan Smith pitching in, shot!
3 seconds!
Redirected, Gavin Mangini on the redirect because Dylan Smith pinched in and kept it in the zone. Gavin Mangini was able to stuff it home with 3 seconds left on the clock.
Just an outstanding effort. Just tons of hard work and effort. That's the kind of play we have to. It's not always going to be pretty and it's not always going to be perfect, but when you work hard like that, you're going to get rewarded. Gavin Mangini is a workhorse back there.
Face-off draw, one, and it'll just be slapped down on the side by Enfield. And both teams will go to the second intermission.
Goal was scored by number 21, Gavin Mangini.
Mangini credited with the goal.
Assists from number 3, Nate Dubois. And number 4, Liam Albert.
So Liam Alvord and Nate Dubois credited with the assist. And this is going to be a crucial break for Conard. Russ, what are you saying to the boys in the locker room?
I just think more of the same stuff. I love the chemistry with these 3 lines we have set up right now. They're really playing well together. They're playing off each other. Everybody's working hard on every line. Good forecheck. Just seeing that was a great second period. You know, Conard struggled to string 3 good periods together. Generally always come out and play a great first period. That was a great second period. I'm hoping I'm going to see a great third period because I like what I'm seeing right now.
All right. I'm Robin with Russ. We'll be spitting chicklets in the third period right after second intermission. back in action for the second period. Back in action for the third period. 2-1 Conard, able to change that momentum dearly with scoring a goal with 3 seconds left. Enfield trying to get it out of the zone. Matzinger sends it back in there deep. And Conard can't keep it out there. Almost a potential break for Ethan Seamak. Here Conard to Dubois. He's tripped up. Conard's having some tough time with their footing a little bit. And Enfield finishing their checks. A little more physicality here. Trying to ruffle Conard off their game. Matzinger sends it deep.
Another icing call.
Another icing. Gavin Wojcik takes the draw. Battle at the dot. Conard tried to send it to one direction, but picked up by Dylan Smith. He'll zigzag a little bit.
Nice
Sent
play
up
off the boards by
nice
Parker.
Play off the boards. Over to Alonso, to Gainey. Gainey in the corner. Slides it behind the boards in the back. Parker Bastos has it. He's pinched in up against the boards. Alonso battling now on the side. 3 Enfield players surround him. And Alonso now has it, trying to carry it in. He has it in the shot, and it goes, deflects off a stick, and it hits the ceiling. We'll have a face-off down in the Conard zone.
Even though he didn't get a clear shot there, I like the fact that Alonso held onto the puck. He tried to protect the puck, waiting for an opportunity. We need to get some more Conard players moving off the puck, giving him some opportunities to pass to.
Shot,
Here we go.
Conard doesn't make it through. Sent up the board. C.J. Bankoff quickly slaps it all the way to the other side to change the direction of the ice. Dylan Smith able to bat it down, and now batted down by Enfield, and it's slapped up by Alonso again and hits one of the piping, and we'll have another face-off.
They going all the way down with that?
They're going to bring that face-off all the way down to the Conard defensive zone. Conard's face-off percentage is only 46.3% in the third period. Enfield with a shot from the point goes out on top of the net. Emery tried to put his glove down on it, and it goes down to the ice. He saw a total of 13 shots between the first and second period. Conard's averaging a 88.9% save percentage in the second period and an 89.9% save percentage in the third. So it looks like they get their gas back a little bit and have that adrenaline flowing for them in the third. Silas Warner pinched against the boards, pushing it through. He able to win that battle, but it goes right to an Enfield player, deflects off a Conard stick. Emery has to make that save. And now here goes Conard. Potential. Here's Reck and Roach. And batted away. They've been a lethal combination tonight, Reck and Roach. Packed up against Enfield. Enfield has it. They'll squirrel it in. That's sent in deep by Sawyer Paquita. And Silas Warner has it. He'll backhand it, change direction. And then change. Nice puck movement there, all the way to Roach. He gets to the red line, sends it in deep. They'll give chase.
We got to have a harder forecheck right now.
Enfield trying to bring it in. Here they go, through the red line. And offsides as Quinn Stefanovic. He brought it in, but his partner, offsides. Nate Dubois wins the faceoff. He's in all alone, crosses the red line, sends it deep. Tor McGoldrick in front. McGoldrick goes to grab it, kicks it. He's met up by 2 Enfield players. He's been double teamed all night pretty much. Dylan Smith has it, sends it in deep. Conard averaging 1.1 goals per game throughout the season in the third period and only allowing 0.9 goals in the third.
Here it is.
Comes up to the point. Goes across. Silas Warner has it. Didn't take the shot. Dylan Smith able to keep it in. Tor McGoldrick trying to use one hand to make a little bit move there. Nate Dubois has it. Good job by Gavin Mangini. Keep it in deep. Silas Warner will make a change for Conard. Enfield sends it out deep. They can't hold on to that outlet pass. And a little extracurricular activity on Enfield, especially on Nate Dubois, but he's able to handle it. And here comes Gavin Mangini forcing a pass. And they're finishing their checks here in Enfield as C.J. Bankoff is met with some physicality, but he's able to get that off. Here comes Nate Dubois, maybe a drop pass. He'll take the shot, and that's deflected off of a stick and picked up by Enfield. They'll send it on the boards, picked up by hand by Parker Bastos. Bastos sends it in. It's grabbed by Enfield. Enfield has it. Brady Tavernier can't hold on to it. And Riley O'Keefe just sends it up to Parker Bastos. He's met with some physicality there by Brady Tavernier. And now a battle on the boards between two Conard players, and you can't get it out there. Riley O'Keefe sends a pass over to C.J. Bankoff, sends a wrister, pad save by McCaffrey, and a floater shot by Parker Bastos. Bankoff, who had that one, took a wild shot, nice and hard. His shots have really picked up, Russ. He must have been practicing on CB70 at home.
Yeah, I like this lines. I like their mojo. They're working really hard and definitely bringing out the best in each of these guys, these players right now. Conard's got to get their shots off a little quicker, and every shot Conard has right now pretty much has had a stick on it.
Nick Alonso will take the draw versus Steven Stauffer. Braden Gainey's behind him looking for a shot. There it is. Brings it back. Gainey sends it over to the point. And now a 3-on-1 for Enfield. Gets by Liam Alford. Tries to stuff it home. Doesn't pass it. And Emery's right there.
It's a great save by Emery right there. Just another opportunity for Enfield that just stuffed by him. So
10:02 left to play in the game. Key face-off down here. Conard's only been averaging face-off wins of 46.3% in the third period. Enfield sends that one through the crease, goes all the way to the point. They'll send that one, shot, rebound, Emery, and now comes out of the zone. And Ken Roach almost had a potential breakaway. Passed up. Here comes Tamaccio. He'll forward it with one hand. Statistics, courtesy of E&M Data Analytics. Tamaccio up against the boards, pinches his man. Enfield's able to come up with it. And now Jackson Flynn will take a shot. Waffle saved by Emery. Rebound out in front. Shot by Steven Stauffer. Save Emery.
Conard's got to get a little cleaner on their defense down there, especially in front of the net.
Enfield's
don't have any margin for error right now.
Not with a 1-goal lead. Emery's been keeping them close in all these games this year. Dylan Smith battling behind the net.
That's a trip.
He's
there
tripped
we
up, and we're going to get a call.
Hey!
Conard's going to go on a power play.
Yeah, that was a pretty blatant trip by Enfield, so the refs have definitely swallowed their whistles tonight, but I think finally he had to cough it up to get that one out. I don't think there was any hide in that one. I like the fact that they're letting him play, but
Nate Dubois will take the face-off draw. Conard not doing that great on their power play percentage, only about a 9.9% in the third period. Gavin Mangini sends that one through the slot, goes over to the boards. Ken Roach pinching in. Gavin Mangini in there for support. They're battering in there. He pokes it away. Mangini has it, looking for Dubois. He's up at the bumper. Sends it to our side. Shot. Roach just goes through the crease.
2 minutes for tripping.
Held up by Tor McGoldrick. He'll send it over to Nate Dubois. Passing it forward is to Gavin Mangini. Over to Dubois. Mangini over to the bumper. He'll backhands it. Skates it in. Goes behind the cage. Looking for Roach. Roach with a shot. Pad save McCaffrey. Gainey sitting there in front of the net. Almost tipped outside. gathered by McGoldrick, sends it over, shot, Gainey! Goal! And that's another greasy, grinding, Gainey goal!
What beautiful puck movement right there. Absolutely textbook. East to west. Everybody working together, not holding the puck too long. Quick movement. And a great finish by Gainey. Just textbook. And that's a security goal in Conard right now. That's a big, big goal. And that's why we stay out of the box.
Nice snipe by Gainey in that slot there. Conard trying to get something going. Goes all the way down the ice. McCaffrey has to play it.
Gainey with an assist from number 21, Gavin Mangini.
Mangini credited with the assist.
Nate Dubois.
And Nate Dubois credited with the other assist. So 3-1 with 7:50 left to play in the third. Let's see what Enfield does to respond. Silas Warner goes in there. Brady Tavernier trying to send it deep. Goes off to the boards. Tamaccio plays it off the boards. Referee gets in the way.
There we go.
Conard finds some space. They'll bank it off the boards just to get it out of the zone. And Enfield will send it in, but they have to go back and touch up, which allows Conard to go grab it. Tamaccio was waiting for it a little bit and allowed Enfield to get some momentum and gather up the puck. Silas Warner now has it. Puck sent out in front. Shot. Goes sent to the outside. Enfield sends another shot. Dylan Smith going to play it. He'll battle on the boards a little bit. Comes out. Pass up from Dylan Smith to Tamaccio. He's in all alone. He'll try and kill some time. Enfield player falls down. And now Tamaccio sends one out in front, but nobody there. Tamaccio, another shot. Nobody doesn't meet the net. Gathered by Enfield. C.J. Bankoff goes to grab his man, and it's flipped up by Matzinger. And now here comes Conard. McGoldrick to Dubois, fakes, left, right. Glove save by McCaffrey. Nice puck movement.
Great save
Fake,
there.
a deke by McGoldrick, pushes a slow roller forward to Dubois. He goes a little head fake, looks left, shoots high right, and McCaffrey got a glove on that one.
Look what I found, Rob. Wow.
Huge save by McCaffrey. Dubois loses the faceoff for Conard. Enfield will swing it around. Matzinger plays his man nicely with a hip check. And Enfield's forced to play it inside the zone. C.J. Bankoff backhands it, keeps it out of the zone. Enfield's got to go back and touch up. Here comes Tor McGoldrick.
There we go.
Finds some opening for Nate Dubois. Tries to pull it back. It stays in the zone. Giving chase. Here comes Enfield. Now a potential 3-on-3. And we've got a goal, as that one looked like it punched through on the side. And now it's a 3-2 game with 6:10. Looked like it just got stuffed home and Emery couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, turnover by Conard on the blue line. Mishandle of the puck. We should just be getting the puck deep, playing it simple. Mishandle on the blue line. Enfield in the other direction. And then just, I don't know what that hit, but it popped up over the top of Emery's head.
Kind of a weird bounce.
The Enfield goal scored by number 4, Cooper Love.
Cooper Love credited with the gold, unassisted. Now a shot. Ken Roach as he takes a hit. And it gets by McCaffrey on the top of his shoulder. And it's a 4-2 game. Conard responds.
That's a great shot.
He's stuck with that one.
It was a knuckleball of a shot. It didn't have anything on it, Rob. And I think the goalie, he just misjudged it. He went to go grab it, and it just kind of flopped by him.
Goal's a goal.
And that's why you put pucks on net. You never know what you're going to get. That gets us back to a 2-goal with 5:50 left.
Roach with a huge goal.
Roach is having a good game tonight. I like his game right now.
Enfield, now an opportunity. Rister goes high and wide.
Scored by number 11, Ken Roach.
Tavernier has it for Enfield.
From number 18, Henry Tal.
Tamaccio with the assist. Conard looking a little flat-footed.
That
we
was
got a
not
penalty
what we needed.
upcoming on Conard. Looks like on Gainey on a cross-check or a roughing call.
Yeah. Unfortunate, Rob. Unfortunate.
Roughing.
Like I said, just not. Collapse that guy right from behind, and that's going to be a penalty every time, especially near the boards.
So Gainey will go off for 2 with 5:23 left in the game for roughing. Gavin Mangini will take the face-off draw. They really got to work here. Ethan Seamack goes point to point for Enfield. Back to Enfield on the point. Over to the bumper.
Watch the back door.
Look at tough back door.
2 minutes for a roughing.
That back door.
Dylan Smith really trying to clean house here. And the puck just slides to the back. And Conard able to smack it out there. It goes to the red line to Enfield. Torm McGoldrick trying to forecheck a little bit. And there comes Seamack. Shot. Save. Emery. That was a nice and hard shot there. Conard trying to have.
That guy left his feet.
Yeah. Shot. Save. Emery. And we have a continuation of a battle with Enfield and Dylan Smith. Looks like Gavin Tomeo and Dylan going at it. Whistles blown. Cooler heads prevail.
Well, that takes some of the more dangerous players off the ice right now, so that's good.
Conard's penalty kill in the third period's at 77.8%. So they'll look to hopefully improve on that one. Enfield has it. Liam Alford puts his man up against the boards. He's working 2 players there. Nice poke check by Alford. He's able to bank it off to Roach. Roach will skate it out.
That's got to go deep.
He can't get it that deep, though. Tamaccio trying to kick it down there. He can't get it that deep either. And it's a little bit a battle, but they're making ticks go off the clock here. Enfield to bring it back in. Makes a shot. Glove save. Emery. 4:09 left to play in the game. 46 seconds left in the Gainey penalty. Enfield wins the puck battle. They trying to send it down to the bumper. Miscommunication there. Picked up by Brady Tavernier. Cody Sexton on the bumper. Back to him. Back to the defense. Rister. Rebound. Poked out of play. And Nate Dubois giving chase. Robert Kane. 23 seconds left on the Gainey penalty. And Dubois tying up his man. Good job there. Enfield's forced to play it. Goes to Tavernier. All the way up to Cody Sexton. Tapped away by Gavin Mangini. He's been a little bit of a gnat for them tonight in such a positive way.
Just
great job.
Mangini
Mangini has it again. Finds some space to kill some more time off the penalty. Been a really good captain and really good on that forecheck for Conard. Dylan Smith has it. Full strength. Penalty killed. 3:11 left in the game. Conard has it. Riley O'Keefe sends it to his outlet. Banks off of his outlet. The Dubois pushing it forward to Gavin Mangini. And Mangini tried to pull it forward and go down there. Dylan Smith is met with a check on the boards, but it goes in the zone. Enfield has to regroup and spread out. They're on top of one another. Nate Dubois able to push it back forward. Conard wanted too many men on the ice for Enfield. And now, no penalty call as Torm McGoldrick is cross-checked by Quinn Stefanovic. And flipped up over to Seamack. Nice backhanded pass by him. Dylan Smith giving chase. He sends it forward over to Tamaccio. Little miscommunication on the defense, and it's picked up by Enfield. There it looks like they get a shot off. Toe drag. Toe drag doesn't work there, Russ.
Does not work, Rob. Does not work.
Here goes Tamaccio. Shot. Far post. scores!
That's a beauty! Off the post.
Tamaccio
and
picked it up, skated it in, went far post, and went in. And Conard takes a 5-2 lead with 2:01 left to play in the game.
And that'll quiet everybody down over the Enfield side. 5-2 with 2:01 left in the third, and Conard with a solid third period.
Well, Tamaccio certainly quieted the crowd.
Scored by number 18,
Flipped up.
Henry Tamaccio, unassisted.
Unassisted for goal by Tamaccio. Enfield corrals it, pushes it up. Pass over to Jacob Bowden. Shot, save, Emery. Minute 33 left to play. We'll see what Enfield does with their goalie situation. Here comes Roach. He dumps it in. Alonso giving chase into the corner. Gainey has it. And we have an injured player on the ice. No call there by the referee. Gainey sends a check there forward. Here comes Gainey with it. He sends it in deep. Brady Tavernier tries to cross-check him, but Gainey gets out of the way, smashes into the boards. Physicality really picking up here. Enfield a little frustrated. Gavin Mangini tries to slap it in. Broken twig on the ice. Some kindling. Puck always sent down. We're going to have an icing call. 42.3 seconds left to play in the game.
Solid 3 periods by Conard right now. This is a great third period where they have 3 goals in the third. Lost track. 2.
Three.
3. And,
3.
I said in the beginning they need to stay out of the box. They did a pretty good job of that. I'll yell at Gainey later for the one mishap.
Brady McCabe takes the face-off draw for Conard. Silas Warner has it. Sends it over to Dylan Smith. Stretch pass over to Jonathan Przicki. He sends it in. Braden McCabe has it, sends it around the cage. Little extracurricular activity on the other side of the ice with Przicki. He gets up though. Here comes Enfield, charging out the outside. Dylan Smith skating low, poking it. Great play by Dylan Smith. He's held up. He pushes his man off into the corner. Wins that battle. Here comes Connor, Dylan Smith battling in.
Oh, yeah. Let's just not hurt anybody at this point. There we go.
And Enfield really went after it. Number 10 really trolled after Dylan Smith. He trolled him all the way end to end, Russ. Kind of really bad there.
Yeah,
he was setting him up.
The best troll is on the scoreboard, so just leave it at that.
Well, that'll wrap it up. We're 5-2 victorious for the Red Wolves over Enfield. Another big game, Thursday night, 5 p.m. Conard will be at Veterans, but they'll be the visitors versus Hall High. What are your thoughts on tonight and upcoming, Russ?
Oh, Conard now 8-7 on the season. Another solid win after a solid game on Saturday. I like the 3 lines and how they're playing and gelling together. I like the work ethic. They strung 3 good periods today, generally stayed out of the box. Like to see a better neutral zone transition and stop wrapping the puck around the board so much. A little more direct passes on the tape. But other than that, it was a definite good stepping stone to getting into the playoffs.
Excellent job tonight by Conard. They go and shrug their fans. Chase Emery, another good job in net tonight for them. And we've got a lot of chirping back and forth between the two teams. Coaches stepping in there. But, well, I'm Rob. I'm with Russ. We're Spittin' Chicklets. We'll see you on next Monday. Have a good night.